Okay, so to start off, we're going to split you guys into two groups. So we're going to two groups of four. So we'll just count off 1, 2, 1, 2. You know how that works? Yeah, ready?
1, 2,
1,
2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so one's gonna head to that table over there, two's gonna head to that table over there. You guys can sit, or I guess you can stand if you really want to, but okay, so you have a bag of balloons. Don't touch them yet. If you touch them, I'm going to take some, and then you'll be worse off than the other team, so don't touch the bag of balloons. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to do an activity using only the balloons and only the tape that I provide to you. So if there's other stuff around the room, don't touch it. It's not part of this. If you want more tape throughout the activity, it's pretty simple. You just have to ask. I respond really well to flattery, so if you ask me really nicely, you're probably more likely to get some good tape. Now, you might be like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Well, it's really simple. All you're going to do is you're going to build a balloon tower using your balloons and my tape. Your tower, the goal is for it to be taller than the other teams, or the tallest. It has to be freestanding. That means it can't be taped to the table, a chair, the floor, the ceiling, a cupboard, a person. Don't tape it to a person. It has to be freestanding. That also means you can't like take a balloon, static it on your head, stick it to the ceiling, and then tape down from that, because that's still not freestanding. Now, like I said, you can only use the supplies that I give you. So you each have 25 balloons to make it even, but you can get more tape if you need it. Now, there is one rule that is probably the most important. You can only use one hand. So, once the bag of balloons is opened, because it's really hard to open a bag of balloons with one hand, so you can use two for opening the bag of balloons. Once the bag of balloons is open, you can only use one hand. So if you need to hold your hand behind your back, you can do that. If you need to have a partner yell at you whenever you use another hand, you can do that. I don't care what the strategy is, just make sure you only use one hand throughout the entire activity. If I see you using two hands, you will get one warning as a group. After that, I will start taking your blown up balloons. I'm going to pop them right in front of you, and that's really, really sad. I don't want to have to do that. So, one hand, you want your tower to be the tallest of the group. You guys are going to have about 10 minutes to complete this activity. What questions do you guys have? None? Okay, so you guys can go ahead and open your balloons now.
Just one.
I'm going to time.
Yeah, you can go ahead and dump the balloons out, however you want to do that.
Teamwork. Yeah, okay. What hand? We're going to start. Use your dominant. Dominant hand.
No.
Start? Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start as soon as the balloons are open.
Okay.
I'm going to time.
Make it a hand.
Can you make them like big?
But don't make it big.
Can't. No. Oh wait, we can't use. Can we use both arms?
Wait, teamwork.
It's one hand.
Hold the time. Hold the balloon out the time.
Wait, maybe I can't.
Can we use like this?
One hand.
That's the other arm.
You know what type?
Ah! Okay. We're so close.
I got one. I'm gonna try it. Okay.
How do you tie it? Wait, can we use tape to tie it?
Why would you waste tape on that?
Because you can have as
Oh
much
my
tape
gosh,
as you want.
I know.
Oh wait.
can blow them up, I just can't.
Guys, you can have as much tape as you want. Why can't
I
you use tape
can't
to tie
tie
it?
regular balloon.
My finger's stuck.
One hand.
I can't tie regular balloon.
So how's that created?
Ow!
And
Oh wait.
There we
Oh
go.
no.
Guys, two.
Help! Help!
Okay, ready? I'll show you.
I can't tie them
Here,
regular
I'll
balloon.
Okay. So get it set. Everybody invited. Roll it around. Right.
I'm gonna.
You take it and you push it. Here, those are left fingers.
Yeah. One person. I did it.
Yeah, we're all just holding our balloon.
And you pull it.
Okay. Come on, guys.
Oh, the balloon.
Maggie.
I'm not putting my mouth on that thing. I did.
just hopefully they don't
How many brain cells
sort of
are there?
deflate.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, I just got my hair.
It's like kinetic.
Dang, I'm staticky. I want to be ready.
Does it have to be big or small?
Start building, guys.
We got one.
Well, then why did you give me such a big sheet?
I didn't. I was not giving you brick at all.
Okay, guys, we start building.
What are you doing? You just folded it on yourself.
Hey,
Fold it down. That's the wrong way.
It's sticky.
Oh.
Here's another. Wait. I don't know how.
Middle
Whoa.
finger.
Impressed.
Middle finger.
It's not sticking on the side.
There we go. I'm touching it.
What?
It's sticky.
No, hang on, it's down.
Should we just start building instead of blowing up a bunch of
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you start building.
Make it triangle shape. Oh, that's this? Oh, that's not fair. I'll take it this one. I got tape.
And I will start building. Actually, we're not
Try.
gonna start building. We'll put 2 people on building. Now there's 2 pieces of tape and more.
Oh no, I did it! I did it! I did it, guys!
Whatever you're doing. We're just hitting our balloons.
Now we know how to
Okay, ready? Let's go.
this tape.
Hold it there.
We need a bigger well.
Oh wait, that is the
Hey,
big
I tried!
It's not gonna work super well for you, but.
Then I'll find
This is like, I don't know. You did something lightly touching. Oh, you
Mine did that for some more too.
Thank you. So you didn't notice that one.
This is here is the hard way. Look at that.
I got it. I have a hand. Marleigh, wait, Patrick! Come
Not all of it. All of it.
My gosh.
Sucked at building. I think you're still building this thing off of me. Oh, this one's still bleeding and so is that.
Alright, let's just get all the non-inflated glues together.
There, we got it.
Donut?
The tape. Go.
Oh, look at that. Teamwork. Oh my god.
Now we gotta connect those.
We're now down to 2 balloons. You took out a little baby one.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, it's so baby.
Patrick figured out how to time with his mouth. Good job, Patrick.
No.
That's like your skill.
It's not that hard.
I struggle with tying balloons with 2 hands.
No. It's gone.
There's a hole in this one. This is
Guys, it's gone.
Okay, we have holes to
Okay,
get in.
my breath
down
is
to-
strong.
What? They have inside out one's not here either.
Okay. Oh no.
Where did it go? Guys, just do this.
Oh, I got this one.
I think this one's.
Oh my gosh, I
Fine.
need it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
Guys,
the bottom. I'll measure from the bottom balloon to the top, so it doesn't matter where you build it from.
no, careful, don't touch the line.
Unless I
There you go. That's a big one. Use that
That would
one.
be ideal.
Woo! Guys, as long as you're high, this one. This one. Let's take it out. Who's back?
They're literally 2 feet high. They got on the floor. They're 2 feet high.
Or you could just make one really big balloon and win. Oh, I got it.
I'm not sure you can make it that big.
I'm so scared it's gonna fall. Ah! Guys,
I've never seen
look at
that.
that.
Good job.
Guys,
stuck to me.
I don't even know what it's.
Yep, there we go. Keep pulling it through. You see the top, pull it. Yeah, pull it top through. There we go.
Yes.
No.
Almost.
There we go. Okay, we got one.
No, this can't fall.
Oh,
Here we go.
Come on. Get out.
Okay, rip it so we can connect it to the.
There you go. There's a big one.
No!
Yeah, there's a very big one.
It's detaching. I can hear it.
It's just that one. It's just a little one.
Okay, put it on
It's
top.
deflated.
No, it's Madeline, hold it.
Will that one go flying?
What's the strategy here?
No strategy. Tape the balloons.
Just
my
tape
friend.
the balloons.
Tape the balloons.
Okay.
Tape balloons and winning.
Marleigh, it's over here. Oh wait, that will stay.
Stop it.
That's pretty hot.
That works so well.
Oh guys, look at that.
Okay, I left. What is
You guys have 2 more minutes.
All right.
Come on, Patrick, go balloon this. Guys, as long as we win, that's the hardest part of the whole thing.
I'm gone.
Wait, are they floating? Wait, are they starting on the ground?
Yeah.
I think we're
Like, this one is
Stop making me laugh. I gotta tie the balloon.
use your elbow on the ear. Why? How is that even possible? That's not possible. That is against the law.
It's freestanding. They cannot tape it to the floor or a person. Here, I got the tape.
My tape. Okay.
What are you doing to my tape? Oh my god. You're using it. Okay. We need a tall rope top, guys. See, I want the
Guys, we have no chance.
Go, go. That's not the spirit. One more minute. One more minute. Come on, Patrick, good luck. You can totally make it tall. No. Come on. Go.
Alright, hold it there. Oh wait, it's not.
There's our arm.
Just
Bars.
you can do it. 30 seconds.
Go sabotage there. Come on, get that balloon on there.
Guys, just get away from me.
You need tap out.
Okay.
Don't throw me.
Yes, one more bit. That is not even possible. Fall to the right. No. I don't have any more tape.
Put it close. 10, 9,
Lily.
8.
No. 5. No. 3. Stop. 2. It's gone. No, it's not work.
1, 0.
Oh yeah! Oh! Yeah! We win!
No movement, guys. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
guys, stop moving. Laura.
Hang on, let's just-
Lauren, stop moving.
Okay, so you guys.
Oh no! Why are they
No.
picking it back up?
It fell over. They can pick. Oh wait, it's standing now.
So did ours.
I don't know.
Guys,
Guys,
this is pretty good.
Over.
But it fell when I called the time.
Because people were moving.
My breath blew over when I was counting down.
Yeah. Ours fell over
Yeah.
too.
She's
Okay.
standing over here and
Okay. Why don't you guys all come sit back down?
Oh, what are we doing?
It fell over again.
Regate.
It's just one.
defaulty.
Sit. Well, they're still over 2. They can't pick it up. Oh my gosh.
I'm not. I think we get extra points for blowing all of them up.
Okay. So. Alright, I don't know which one won because that one obviously was taller when it stood and it did stand. after they pitched, but you guys, it fell as soon as it
Yeah.
counted down.
Yeah.
So I think that
Once it
team
was over,
actually
it
did
fell
win.
over.
Only dubs.
You admitted to that.
So
Yeah, I'm pulling it on it.
Did you bring it back up?
No, I didn't use any of my hands.
It's taking.
Okay. It's not tape. No, it's not. That's just like they had a balloon that was really sad and deflated that had tape all over it. That's, okay, not that. But it's okay because I still think if when they're falling over, they're like the same height. So really, it's a tie. You're all winners. But that team won more. So okay. So what I want to know now about your groups and your towers, I want an answer from each group. I don't care like which group member it is, but that means at least 2 answers. If more than one person wants to answer, that's totally fine. So first, what were some strategies that your team used, if you can identify any? Yeah.
Regan and Maggie, since they were the only ones that could tie the balloons, they were the ones, and then Lily and I were taking them together and building.
Okay. So you each have that separate part. The other team, this team over here.
have nothing going on over there.
You had nothing going on.
Everybody did
the
everything.
balloons. Patrick always
Yeah. He tied
Always
them.
Okay. Okay.
We kind of like eventually got to the same strategy as they did, like 2 people were tying it.
It just took a while.
Just took a little bit longer. That's totally fine. All right. So, what was the hardest part for your group or for you individually?
Using one hand.
Using one hand. Were you ever tempted to use two?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wanted to.
I accidentally, I was like, oh.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
just
So it wasn't a conscious
Yeah.
decision to use
No.
both hands. Okay, I can forgive that, I suppose. Okay, so only using the one hand, tying. Oh yeah, did you tie those balloons that way? Yeah. All right. So I told you guys to only use one hand for a really specific reason. You may or may not have figured it out. Because if you had had 2 hands, you probably could have done this activity by yourself and gotten a successful tower. But with only one hand, there's no way that you could have gotten those towers in the time that I gave you. So when you only had one hand, you were forced to rely on your teammates a little bit more, with whether that be each of you guys having your own job to come together to make the tower, or like I saw that team over there trying to tie. I think I saw both teams actually trying to tie with 2 people, so trying to get it through, which is something that you wouldn't really have needed if you had 2 hands. So using the one hand kind of required you to rely on your teammates a little bit more throughout the activity to be successful. Yeah. You can. Okay. I struggle with tying a balloon as it is also, so it's fine. I relate to that. But hey, you found other things. Did you work on the tower and tie? Building the tower up. So you still found something, but you could still only use one hand. So you really still needed to work together to do that aspect. Was there any part of this activity that you guys were like, yes, this is super easy. I can do this all day.
Blowing the balloons up.
Blowing the balloons up. Okay, so tying for you was super easy. That doesn't happen super often. I think you're just special. So congratulations. You can tie balloons one-handed.
Yeah.
Now you.
What's your job?
Yeah. You sit in the classroom. Fun fact: I can tie a balloon one-handed.
Not to toot my own horn.
Okay. So blowing up the balloons, probably because that's something that you've done before. That's an easy thing. Honestly, sometimes I struggle with blowing up the balloons, like getting that first breath into the balloon. It's a little bit of a struggle, but after that, you can do it all day. All right. Anything else anybody found super simple, like do it all day long? Let's go. No.
I was really good at knocking the tower over.
All right.
I was really good at making Patrick laugh on his balloon.
All right. So just kind of conversational. Why is that was easy? I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so this activity was a little bit difficult. I do recognize that, especially if you're not horribly talented and can't tie a balloon one-handed, which I cannot. It was a little bit difficult. You kind of had to be innovative a little bit with your teammates, figure out what was going to work for your team. Took this team a little bit longer to find out what was going to work, but it's fine because they still won. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pop all the balloons and put them in the trash can. If If you can pop the balloon silently,
Oh.
you win even more. So pop the balloon silently and put everything in the trash can, even the unblown up balloons. Disperse.
Use your balloon. I'm gonna do this.